let me tell you what happened this past Sabbath at Fresno Central. I was coming to Sabbath school, and I was walking through the quadrant of the church on my way into the sanctuary, and here in front of me was this young couple with a baby. And from the back, they didn't look like a couple that I was familiar with at Fresno Central. So as I passed by them on the side, I looked back and I said, well, good morning, happy Sabbath, how are you? And they said, fine. I said, it's so nice to see you. And I shook their hands, and I made an introduction, and then I went on into the sanctuary. Well, after the Sabbath school program was over, I went back out to the quadrant, to the early teen class to teach my class. And after the church service was over, I was serving as an elder. I left the service early to go out to take my assignment at the door so that I could greet people as I walked out. Well, it so happened that the wife was in the lobby of the church, and she had the little baby because I guess he had gotten a little restless during the service towards the end. So we had a chance to have a little conversation. And so I said, well, it was nice to have you all today. I said, where are you from? They said, well, we're from San Diego, but I have family who live in Raisin City, and when we decided to come visit, my husband said, if we're going to be in Raisin City, well, I'm going to go to church at Fresno Central to hear Pastor Bohr preach. And I said, really? I said, how did you find out about Pastor Bohr? She said, my husband found him on YouTube, and now he's hooked. And I said, really? She said, yeah. She says, man, he's watching everything that Pastor Bohr has on YouTube. So everyone had just about come out of the sanctuary, but her husband hadn't come out yet. So I went into the sanctuary, and there he was talking to my good friend, Rick Perez, who's another local elder at Fresno Central. And I told him, look, I'm going to be in San Diego next week for some training for my job, but if you'd like to get together, maybe we could spend a little time in the evening. They said, oh, we'd love to. So they gave me their phone number and said, we have a Bible study on Wednesday night, but on Monday or Tuesday or any evening you want to get together, let us know. We'll be glad to. So I'm praying that this next week when I'm in San Diego for training, I'll be able to connect with them, and then we'll get the next part of this testimony.
My name is Ray. I am from San Diego, California, and I wanted to share my story on how I found Secrets Unsealed on YouTube. I am subscribed to a certain individual from the Seventh-day Adventist Church, and he had Pastor Bohr's sermons on his favorites. So I looked through those, and I found part of the Genesis code. I watched those. I really liked them. So then I click on Secrets Unsealed, and I find the entire Genesis code. So I go through all of those. I think that was like in 2 days, and then I really enjoyed those. And I found the other ones, the Anchor School of Theology. I found those. I found the Three Angels Message, and of course I listened through all those as well. And I've really enjoyed those videos because they give me new insight on prophecy, because those are things that certain churches don't talk about nowadays. So that's what I really enjoyed about the Secrets Unsealed. Fresno Central was pretty interesting because my wife is from Fresno, so we're always up there visiting the in-laws and her family. And one day, I was listening to a sermon by Pastor Bohr, and he says, and we're still going to be here in Fresno Central. And I'm like, what? How is that possible? So I call my wife and I tell her, hey, this guy, this pastor, he's from your town. We need to go to the church to see if he's there, if they're still there, and I want to meet him. And so yeah, that's kind of how it happened. We drove one day to visit her relatives, and we went to the church.
I just want to let you know the books you gave me have been a true blessing. Thank you, brother. I'm still on the great controversy, but I'm learning a lot. I've seen so much negativity towards SDA and Ellen White online and YouTube, but she writes so eloquently that it's impossible to deny God's power through her writings.